Listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve. Hopefully, this is going to look a little weird. Usually don't do this kind of setup. But I'm currently waiting for my backdrop for the new review setup to come in. And it won't be here till, like, end of the week. And then I still have to set up everything. So, we're going to do this almost like really old-fashioned for Super, where you actually see us for the review, and especially with it being a big item anyways, I figured this would actually work out pretty well. So what we got here is the Hammond Collection Tyrannosaurus Rex. Hopefully I got these lights set up right. I'm going to be honest, I'm still kind of getting used to these because I got new LED ones in order to hopefully capture everything a little bit better. But you guys can see, box looks pretty black overall. It's pretty much the same with a lot of the other Hammond ones, where you have the little Amber Collection logo, or Hammond Collection logo on the side here with him in the amber. On the back, it's actually got a little scene from the movie. Got the dinosaur roaring. The box that I got was kind of smashed, but he had the better, or she, I should say, had the better eyes. And then some Legal Mumbo Jumbo on the bottom. So, main reason I got this, we picked up the other Hammond Collection ones recently. I got them all on clearance. So, decided to grab this one too, because since we got all the other ones, might as well. I don't plan on buying the people because we have all the Amber Collection ones. And then, legacy-wise, we got most everybody too. So, I don't really need just more articulated versions. And to be honest, this looks kind of like the same size as the T-Rexes that go with that one anyways. So, actually, I plan on doing a custom with this one. I might even get a second one, because there's kind of two ideas I got floating in my head. Depending on how next month goes, is which custom I'm probably going to lean more towards. But I needed a more posable T-Rex. This would fit the bill. To be honest, I just needed a more posable carnivore for the most part. T-Rex specifically for one of the customs, but I'm going to kind of keep it a secret for now. Anyways, let's get this guy opened up off its cardboard prisons. Also occurred to me, I'm probably going to have to get a little something for the top of this. I was thinking about leaving it because it's already black, and the new setup's just going to be black for the most part, and I'm hoping the new lighting works really well with that. But I don't really like this line being here in the table, so we shall see. Also, this is one floppy little ton. If I do say. It's even flexible. It's kind of disturbing. Oh, yeah, the membranes are soft on this thing, too, aren't they? Oh, I remember that being a thing. Look at the Lucy jowls. I'll make sure to zoom in because I know the lighting is going to, again, be a little weird if I just keep going. Here, go look at it. It's so dark. Well, anyways, that's cool. Terrifying over time. Like, this is definitely something that's more short term, I feel. Because it looks really cool, especially when you open the mouth. And you're doing the gimmick. Like, it has such a cleaner look. Anyways, when you get out of the cardboard prison, you're going to have to attach the tail, which looks like it should just hook in. There's a snap on the inside of the butt. Pop that in. Then it's got multiple segments for the tail here. The tail's also softer. It feels like there's something in there, but it's not really a bendy wire. So you can get it to kind of turn a little bit. But for the most part, I guess it kind of keeps it more realistic because for the most part the tail was for balance anyways. So it wasn't going to get too crazy in terms of the posability. But so far, first impressions out of the box. the legs are going to be a little frustrating. Just because of getting out of the pose. Oh, it stands by itself though. Already freaking winning. Also really enjoy that the little hands. Look at the little hands. They're super posable. That is sweet. Alright, those eyes are freaky. I like how if you look onto them. Hold on a sec. Hopefully you guys can maybe see it. But the way it's positioned, when you look at it, the eye kind of follows you, which is really cool. And then this is show off again the little floppy jaw membrane and the tongue, which you can articulate. It's not the craziest thing. It's pretty much straight on, down, or if you like it to flop around, you do get the option. Teeth are actually painted really nice. They actually got a little bit of depth to them. And there's even some added sculpt here on the inside of the teeth as well to give it a little bit more texturing. Inside of the mouth looks really nice too. Maybe just pulling up a light just so you guys can see it a little better. One thing that's a bonus too is both the fingernails and the toenails are painted. So you do get that. They're done just in a basic glossy black, which is kind of to be expected. You do have the dew claw here, which is one thing I don't like is that it's still molded into the leg and not being its own extended piece. It's very reminiscent of what they essentially did with these, the original run of the Mattel ones. And it would be kind of nice to maybe seeing that being its own appendage, especially with this being more of like a high-end collectible. Because I will say that's probably the ugliest looking thing on the figure currently. But the paint job is actually really solid though. It's a lot of different varying shades of brown. You can even see the striping on the back of the T-Rex going literally all the way down the tail, which is pretty impressive. Because even with some of the amber figures, it would lose some detailing depending on which part of the factory the figure was worked on, essentially. And then you can even see there's some speckle patterns inside of the paint as well. Give it that more realistic look, especially same here with the head. And it's got this nice shading around the jowls here. It's even hard to tell, but I think the membrane's even got a multiple different coloring on it. It's got a little bit of pinks and reds. It's really cool. It's just odd to have a more fleshy feeling mouth for one of these guys. He's got some bumpies, or she's got some bumpies on. She's got some bumpies on the snouts. This actually be a really cool figure when if they do decide to do the Lost World versions. I'd be super down for those. And I still got the Jurassic Park logo on the bottom of the feet. For its articulation, its mouth can open about that far wide. Closes almost all the way. It has a little bit of a spring to it. So, at least on mine, it doesn't quite shut. Even if I force it, it's not fully shutting. The head can go side to side. That's pretty much the entire waist movement there. It can go up about that far, down about that far. Little arms can go forward and back. You get a nice rotation. Almost kind of wish I had maybe some little finger articulation. Would have been kind of cool, so you could have like maybe the fingers draping over the fence. Also forgot to mention, but it's got a more sand color on the stomach section here. And for the legs, you get pretty decent splits. It's sort of on a ratchet. It'll lock into place right here on the legs. Right about here. And then it just has normal movement for the rest. Then double jointed knee. The, I guess, first ankle, not sure what to call that, as a forward and back motion, can rotate at the foot, has a rotation, and then can also go forward and back as well. And then for the tail, you get about that far to the sides, about that far up, and that far down. So yeah, overall, really sweet figure. Runs you about $50, which is kind of the price of some of the electronic ones we're going for recently. Like those were like $40, $50. Just because I had a quick one, but this is one of the early Mattel T-Rexes they use for a custom, which this thing is definitely much larger than. It's also one of my first customs I've ever done, which is why it's super bright and very distinct looking. Gotten a lot better at blending this stuff. For some other Hammond ones, so I figure since it's a Hammond collection, just kind of show you guys the rest of the scaling. But here it is next to a Velociraptor, which if I find more of these on clearance, I might try to get 3 of them. Maybe, I'm not sure yet. Here it is with the Berry and the Para. Overall, seems really sweet. Also, not sure where that came from. Well, I know exactly where it came from, but I digress. But yeah, no, really sweet. Pretty much what I was looking for in a fully articulated Rex. You can pretty much get any realistic motion out of it. And then it's also nice for toy photography and stop motion stuff, is that the jowls actually look legit. So if you're going to have it like roaring behind the Jeep or something, or you like to mess around with your things a little bit, it gives you a little bit more sense of realism. One thing is, I kind of wish... I like the way that they did the eyes, but depending on where you're going to have it on your shelf, it sometimes is going to look like it's not looking at anything. Like it's just going to look kind of like a shark, like just dead, soulless yellow eyes. And then sometimes it just looks really sweet. Customizing-wise, that's going to be a nightmare for me, though. Because I don't know. That's going to be fun. I got to get this top head part off to be able to paint under the eyeballs. Because I'd like to keep the effect if I did do something. But no, this is really sweet. Super digging this. If you can find one anyways. I know they're available at Target. That's where I found this one. But for the most part, it's kind of like you got to find it in stores, and they're probably not going to have that many in stores, so you'll be fighting with a lot of people. Link in the description for Entertainment Earth, though, currently has them available for pre-order. To help support the channel and get yourself a sweet T-Rex. And they're also doing free shipping because he's kind of pricey. Runs about $50. I think it's slightly more than that on Entertainment Earth. But it's nice to just be able to get a hold of one. Like I personally would, like I still currently have one pre-order on Entertainment Earth, and I haven't taken it off yet because I don't know if I want to do one customer or 2. So maybe even 3, because I still would say this is definitely the best painted T-Rex that Mattel's done for sure. Maybe even best articulated T-Rex figure. I definitely would say there's been statues that are a little bit more realistic. But in terms of something that's posable, the only other one I can think of that's probably close would be the Revoltech T-Rex. And even that is probably closer to my custom more so than the actual movie, which I think this does a decent job of portraying. Detailing nitpicks, like I mentioned, I think the dew claw should be its own little separate thing instead of just being still molded into the figure. Would have been a nice little added touch. And then the rest of it's like more stop motion-y toy photography things. Certain articulation would be cooler, but I think for like the general public, this is going to do it really well for you. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. So help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger. Oh, did you see that? Even went with the flow. I lost my train of thought. Like and subscribe to the channel. That's kind of what I was going for in a more epic fashion. We also got Patreon, Pinterest, Instagram, and Facebook. Guys, like people that did with channel donate. We greatly appreciate it. We got a Discord attached to our Patreon. $3 to get you into it. Then there's also extra tiers available for there as well. And see you guys next video. Bye-bye.